Hello and welcome to a special bonus teaser of Across the Pond from Wonderland Crew. Wonderland Crew is a way to not only support the show and help with the cost of hosting, equipment, travel, events, and more, but in addition, you will gain exclusive content and additional information, all while becoming a part of our amazing community and crew. And every single penny of your pledge goes back into the show. You can check out wonderlandcrew.com to learn more about our Patreon. So Gary and I are back with a brand new episode of Across the Pond. We had gone on about a year-long hiatus, and we decided to bring this back and make it exclusive as a perk of being an all-access member in Wonderland Crew. So go ahead and enjoy the first 10 minutes as a little bit of a teaser to see what you could get every month if you join Wonderland Crew at that all-access level. This is episode 19, titled Our Take on Theme Park Alcohol.
America, welcome to All Things Scottish. Our slogan is, if it's no Scottish, it's crap!
Hey everyone, thank you for joining Gary and myself again for a Wonderland Crew exclusive Across the Pond. If you are new to Wonderland Crew or Across the Pond, this is a show Gary and I started about a year and a half ago, and then life caught up and we took about a year off, and as we were coming back and revamping Wonderland Crew, decided to make it exclusive to you guys. So Gary, I thank you for your time. I thank you for being with me. Always love sitting down having this discussion. So welcome as always.
Good to catch up.
Yeah,
good to catch up.
So what really spawned this is the fact that, a couple years ago, Magic Kingdom was completely dry here in Walt Disney World, and the other three parks had all kinds of alcohol, pretty much anywhere you can think of getting it. A couple years ago, they brought beer and wine to table service restaurants. Well, as of yesterday, September 13th, they are now bringing certain liquor drinks to Skipper Canteen, Liberty Tree Tavern, and Diamond Horseshoe inside of Magic Kingdom. I don't know how much you've seen about it. It appears that these are all pre-mixed cocktails in the way of like an Oga's Cantina, where you're ordering what's on the menu. It's not a walk in and get a Jack and Coke or my vodka water and cranberry. They're pouring them straight out of a tap. They're coming in pre-mixed, but it's a really huge step for Magic Kingdom in the future, I think, of alcohol in Walt Disney World, especially at Magic Kingdom. But first, if you look at, and kind of what we want to dive into is this a good idea? Is it a bad idea? What are our overall thoughts on alcohol and not only theme parks, but maybe family environments? We've both got kids, yours younger than mine, but certainly there's that influence factor. Right now, throughout Disney World, you can get liquor, beer, wine, pretty much anywhere. Again, except Magic Kingdom is the only place that it's limited, and that's the table service restaurants. Can't get a to-go cup, but you can walk outside of Magic Kingdom, go to anywhere on the monorail resort, head to any other park, Disney Springs, any hotel resort around you, and pretty much have your fair share of what you want. Same thing over at Universal Studios. There's no limits there here in Orlando. As far as where you can get it. The big difference is that at Walt Disney World, you are limited to 2 drinks per order with your ID. So I can walk into Rose and Crown. I can get both Gary and I a snake bite. He's standing outside. I can come out. I can give him one. I have one. At Universal Studios, it is limited to 1 per ID. So if I go in somewhere and I'm thinking I would like to buy myself and my buddy Gary a drink, he has to be present with me and show his ID. Now, we can come in and out any of these places as much as we want. I guess to start, what are your overall thoughts with younger children? What are some of your experiences that you've had maybe at the theme parks? What is it like in Disneyland Paris, for example? Like, what do you think about having alcohol in parks that, and we know that Disney can often be seen as this family environment. We know what it really is. It is a place for everyone, whether it's an adults only, it's a bachelor party, a bachelorette party, it's a family reunion, it's a family of 4 with young kids, older kids, whatever it is. It's made for everyone, but I think there's this stigma of why is Disney serving alcohol in a family atmosphere? And I guess I'll just start there. Like, what are your overall thoughts? Because we both love to go to the parks and have drinks.
Yep. So first, the first major difference between us as UK tourists, is the legal age for us is 18.
Oh yeah.
So we're already talking about people drinking at a younger age than you guys.
Yeah.
So if we were to travel with Mia and Sophie as older teens, legally, they'd be able to drink, if obviously 18, in the UK.
Yeah.
If we were to travel to the US, that's different because you're going to be 21. So there's already a different kind of mindset and attitude towards alcohol here as at that age, being younger. The For me, I'm probably looking at it a different way, because if I'm coming, I'm spending a fortune if I'm in Disney coming from the UK for 2 weeks, and me and Claire probably want to enjoy a wine or for me a vodka or some sort of cocktail. Well, I mean, for example, we went around Epcot. I would have a margarita and whatever was going on at the food booths because we were there for food and wine.
Yeah.
So our attitude is to have fun, but then I have, or there's that rare thing you find nowadays is common sense. You know, if it's really hot out, don't go drinking alcohol constantly and not keep hydrated. Right. So there is that line. You don't want people to ruin it for everyone. I understand Magic Kingdom being the main kind of park that was always Walt's ideal, and you can see why they've slowly done it, as opposed to just saying, right, we're just selling drink, we're just selling alcohol, and get whatever you want everywhere. They've kind of eased it in, and that's probably the right for me as a business. That's probably the right way to do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm ever against it. That's just me. I mean, I'm sure there's people listening thinking there's a Scotsman saying he's not against drink, but it's. I suppose it's. I mean, there was, what was it? When I was younger, I used to go to Disney, and people used to still smoke.
Right.
I suppose there's a similar way of, there is still areas to go and smoke, and I suppose it's about what you believe. If you don't want to drink, then you don't drink. I suppose it's for me. I was thinking this before we spoke. It's all, people disagree or what. It's almost similar to if you're a vegetarian, you don't have to go into a restaurant and order meat. You don't have to order a burger.
Right.
You don't have to go to Food and Wine and order the beef at France or whatever. You don't have to order a drink in Magic Kingdom. You don't have to order a drink in Epcot.
Yeah.
Hollywood Studios. You don't have to order a drink in your hotel. That's kind of my mindset on that. Like, there's days where I'm just, okay, we won't have a drink. I mean, especially if you drive to the park, you're not having a drink, or you shouldn't have a drink.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. Paris, I think Paris is one of the first parks to do alcohol. I'd have to double fact check that, but I think Paris was one of the first Disney parks to serve alcohol. I've never seen anybody have any issues with it. I mean, I'm not around the parks as much as you.
Yeah.
You see the odd thing on social media around different. Recently, there's been a couple of little fights of scuffles have broken out. I don't think it's alcohol related. I think that's just frustrations. But I don't think people have the mentality of spending that amount of money to go to Disney just to get drunk.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree with you there on that part. And one of the things I like your kind of like analogy of, vegans and all, I think what it comes down to is that you're right. If you're vegan, you don't have to go in somewhere and order meat, but it's very different if somebody orders meat and they're rubbing it in your face. And I think that's the outlook that people get on the alcohol situation. And we have never really personally run into any direct problem. I get the thing at Magic Kingdom, and I know for a fact that there are a lot of people who specifically don't go to Magic Kingdom because alcohol is not readily available. And so I could see maybe as a parent, if I didn't drink or I didn't want my kids exposed to that, I know that there's a safe place just so that they don't see it. But I am in agreement with you that if it's not flaunted in your face and everybody's acting responsibly, then I don't think it should be an issue. I do think, unfortunately, and I'll say this, even though we maybe have not seen or not had a direct interaction with anybody that's caused us a problem, we've certainly been at the World Showcase, after dark, and people have been drinking a lot of those bachelorette parties. So I understand a parent thinking, I don't want to expose myself or my child to that, which is unfair to them, because they want to go to Epcot after the sun sets. What do you think about Disney potentially putting in just, say, limits? And this is so far-fetched, and I hate to say it, but, Disney wants to make money. They want to sell the drinks. You're talking about one of the highest, markups on any product around, no matter where you go. I can go to the local bar tonight for my birthday, and I'm going to pay 5 times as much as I would, normally to get a drink or something. So the markup's there. So Disney obviously wants that money. But do you ever see or think that Disney should enact some sort of limitation? I don't know how they would do that, whether they're, scanning your Magic Band, or they're scanning your ID, or they're giving you a wristband that has punch outs that says, we're going to limit you. Is that Disney's responsibility? Or do you think, and this goes for anywhere that alcohol is served, do you put that on the establishment, or do you put that on the patron to responsibly drink? I hope you enjoyed this little 10-minute snippet of Cross the Pond with Gary and I. And if you would like to check out and learn more about our Patreon group, and if you would like to join, you can go to wonderlandcrew.com. Thanks for listening.